In the MMA Hour, in Cyborg's recent interview, she has laid out a couple of potential future opponents. With the recent rumors of PFL potentially buying out Bellator, Cyborg will end up being in the PFL most likely if that's the case, or either way, even if that's not the case, Cyborg could still end up going to the PFL, or maybe they'll do some cross promotion. But on the MMA Hour, she said that she'd either like to fight Kayla Harrison or Larissa Pachecho. So she's chasing some big fights and big challenges, and looks like she heard what I said. She's taking my advice and she listened to me, because this is exactly what I've been saying this whole time, that Cyborg needs to leave Bellator, go to PFL. There's some bigger names, there's better opponents, there are better matchups there. Forget Leah McCourt, forget that fight. And I just hope that PFL does buy out Bellator to increase the likelihood of this fight, if Cyborg isn't just going to drop Bellator as a whole. But here's what she had to say. They have girls there to fight. They have people there, a lot of people there. Interesting. One of them, one fight there everybody wants to see. Let's see. Kayla Harrison, Larissa Pachecho. She's the champion. We've already prepared for these fights. Now, my take on this, from the clip that I saw, the fight that she mainly addressed was the Kayla fight, which honestly, I'm not interested in that fight anymore. I feel like the hype for Cyborg versus Harrison died out ever since Kayla got exposed by Pachecho and got her first loss against Pachecho. And not only that, she hasn't fought since then. There hasn't been a rematch to make up for it. She hasn't came back and got a fight and a win since. So everyone's memory of Kayla until she fights again is that loss to Pachecho, a big scary Brazilian like Cyborg. So I mean, if Pacheco can do that to you, I can only imagine what Cyborg would do. So I'm not interested in that fight anymore. But the fight that I really want to see, that I've been talking about for a few days, is Chris Cyborg versus Larissa Pachecho. Big, scary Brazilian, much like Chris Cyborg. Tough, strong, powerful, physical. I think she could pose some legit problems to Cyborg. And I think that if anyone right now has a good chance at defeating Cyborg, it's Larissa Pachecho. She has a chance. Harrison, all she's going to try to do is crotch dive Cyborg, hold her down, make it boring. But that's not going to work on Chris. We know she's got good takedown defense, and she'll force Kayla to stand with her, and she'll batter her on the feet into submission. Whereas Pacheco's going to stand in front of her, stay in her face, stand and bang, trade bombs back and forth with Cyborg. That's going to be an exciting fight. And I would like to see what Pacheco could do with her. And who knows, maybe Cyborg would completely batter Larissa too. But honestly, I'm not seeing that. I think it's a very competitive fight, because recently a lot of Cyborg's fights have been kind of competitive, or she's been kind of dragging fights out, been unable to finish some opponents, or maybe it's taken her a little too long to finish certain opponents. Had a competitive fight with Julia Budd before the finish. Had a long competitive fight with, I think, Lena Landsberg or Leslie Smith. It is. Let me see who it was. I think it was Leslie Smith. Yeah, it took her 5 rounds to knock out Leslie Smith. So if it's taking you 5 rounds to knock out Smith, and you're having a competitive fight with Bud, and you go to a decision with Arlene Blencow, then that actually makes me confident in Pacheco's chances. She can take the shots of Cyborg. She can handle that storm of Cyborg. She can take the punishment, and she can dish it right back. And maybe she can knock Cyborg out, because we've seen Cyborg get chinned by another powerful, scary Brazilian, Amanda Nunes. Maybe Pacheco could do the same as well. Now, obviously, Larissa doesn't have the same level of skill of an Amanda or a Cyborg, but it's still interesting. I hope that fight happens in the future, and I want that to be the next fight. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and like and subscribe, and peace out.